As you go deep, it does take that much of time to land your plane. Perhaps another 30 seconds. Ten seconds more. And we are good to go. So what I would like to do is open the floor for questions. Good visualization, enjoyed it. Fantastic. Thank you. This is my experience of the last 12 years translated to all of you in this session of conducting it and also visualizing. Now, what I would like to do is open the floor for any kinds of doubts, any kinds of feedback, actually, how it felt, either on chat or in a verbal mode. And I'll be happy to address it for you. And then we can also explore how it actually will work, and any doubts from the logical mind, absolutely you're welcome to ask. I hope all of you have been able to, abundantly ask for what you, want. Not only ask, but see it being achieved. So, because like Jim Carrey, who's a wonderful speaker, once said, there is a subtle difference between hope and faith. Hope is praying it will happen. Faith is knowing it will happen. So when you do visualization, you do it in faith, knowing without doubt that it is going to materialize. It's just a question of time. So thank you very much. And I open the floor out for any questions that somebody might have. Sujana is joining now. Okay. Satyadev Garu, are we okay with taking questions?
Yeah, so far so good.
Is that fine?
My question?
Yes.
What should be the ideal, what is the ideal frequency of doing this visualization?
Isn't that a wonderful question? Thank you so much, because that's the first question that you asked, and it's a wonderful question. And my answer is, it is a single dose injection, not a daily tablet. The power of this disclaimer is, if somebody has done it absolutely nicely and enjoyed it, enjoyment means you are immersed in it. So if you are doing anything joyfully, that means you are immersed in it and your result will be great. That means that you don't have to do it again ever in life. That goal, whether it is, please mark my words, whether it is 1 day away or 1 year away or 6 months away, will be achieved without doubt. However, if you feel that your mind has been disturbing you and you've not been in the visualization 100%, there is nothing which prevents you from using this process and actually visualizing again. See, hear, feel, smell and taste also wherever involved, and use all the five senses and create that achievement realistically in your mind. You can do it once, twice, thrice, till you feel you're really happy with your visualization. It will be achieved. Actually, it can be done once properly and you can forget. You will celebrate the achievement.
Questions?
Any questions? Welcome. ఏమైనా డౌట్ ఉంటే అడగచ్చు. आपको कुछ भी डाउट है तो पूछ सकते हैं. Doubt cake modium. Yeah.
This is Bharat. Actually, what kind of goals? Because there are goals which are short goals and there are goals which are major goals.
Yes.
Okay, in our life that we want to achieve.
Yes.
So, are you advising us to really follow this as a practice for even the small goals, but they are more impactful?
Yeah. So, as you know,
small, but
yeah, as you know, life is always about your own choices. So we always talk about a life of choice. So whether you want to visualize about a small goal or whether you want to visualize about something, it might be small and impactful or large and not so impactful. So whichever you choose, you can visualize. On a funny note, let me tell you that once I tasted this power of visualization, I actually, there's a Spencer's supermarket near my house and it was 9:30 at night. Normally it closes by about 9:30. And next day morning, I had a training program where I wanted to distribute some chocolates for the right answer. And I actually visualized that, the Spencer's shop is open, and at 9:45, the shop was still open. So I have, do I say misused it, abused it for small things also? So absolutely, small, chota sa lekar, an island on Bermuda or wherever, an island, in the US or Australia or wherever, small sa big. What you want to utilize it for is absolutely your call, sir. The technology is already within you. We are just awakening it through giving you the knowledge of practice, the knowledge and the practice.
Further to this only, my question would be,
Yes, sir.
what kind of time, or let's say, because see, once we start practicing this, what is a, let's say, time frame that one can get into this particular visualization, which is getting more and more confined? Okay, because this is a new thing, right? So for us to really start practicing it and immersion, getting immersed with it, what is the kind of a timeline that you have observed throughout your sessions with people, or like, what is your experience on this?
Okay, that's a fantastic question, and it has two parts to it. One is the time varies depending on the person to person.
Yeah,
So,
indeed.
and then to answer you, this is a right brain exercise. Right side of the brain is where people are creative. The creative instincts are there. The childlike instincts are there. The more bindas instinct is there. The bindas function is there, and all this. So you are more of like a child, free-flowing person in the universe. So it's a right brain exercise. So that is one thing. So it depends on how people are stiff or free in life. Because we all come from different backgrounds and different personalities. So depending on how free one is, it's easier to get into this state of visualization and do it. For some people, it may take 2 visualizations. For some people, it may take half an hour. For some people, it may just be over in 15 minutes. For some people, it may take 3 tries to actually even visualize or imagine something. For some people, in the first time itself, they'll get immersed into it and they'll have such an immersive experience that you'll find tears flowing when they finish, tears of joy, etc., etc. So it's so subjective and individualistic. Now, the second part of what I wanted to give you as a nice and important tool is that just before this, I consciously made all of you actually get into the 3 intentful alignments. That was to, as far as possible, relax maximum number of people. So it will help if you do a small meditation, if you do a small, kind of a centering yourself and getting into a relaxed state where you are more on your right brain than on your logical brain, which is the left brain. And in a very accepting way, if you do this in a more than a doubtful way, than a logical way, just leave yourself, surrender yourself to the magic of the universe. And if you do it in a very cool, relaxed state, then it works much more strongly for that person. So relaxing yourself before doing this is the second part that I wanted to actually give you.
Right.
Because anything that you do from resistance will not materialize for you.
True. Because we need to tune our minds, and then we really make them really accept the things, and then we can
Yes,
really
boss.
get into it.
Absolutely.
But that only starts with, like say, you accepting and then surrendering to other, and then getting into it.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Wonderful.
Sure.
You have answered this. You have answered this before, but I would love to hear this as many times. Can this be used for destructive purposes?
Can this be used for?
Destructive desires.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, that's another question I love. There's a little bit of cheating happening here because we've interacted earlier and some of those things that I've clarified. But it's for a positive purpose. We're able to clarify to so many people. Okay. So, see, we're all, the concept of Advaita, if you take, I mix Western and Eastern psychology, Western psychology and Eastern science. So, we're all one. The right brain also says we are all one. The concept of Advaita. I am just an extension of you. You are just an extension of me, and we're all extensions of each other. With all of us together, we beautifully complete the universe and existence. So, if that is the case, then what happens is, if I have some sankalpa which is detrimental to somebody else, which is going to harm somebody else, then either it may not materialize, or the law of karma, at least in India, I say in a joking way, applies at least in India, the law of karma, that whatever you wish for will come back to you 100 times or 1,000 times based on what God is doing on that particular day or that particular year. So it will be given back to you. So if you want what you want to do to others come back to you, as it says in the Vedas, as it says in the Bible, as it says in so many holy books, then so be it. You can actually wish for whatever you want. But then, even for materializing something negative, the universe does something called ecological harmony, ecology check. So generally, suppose you say something like Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, that materializes more faster than something where you're saying, let that person be destroyed, let that person undergo some harm, let him be, he's my enemy, so let something negative happen to him. That may take more effort actually. So that way, and of course that will again reflect back. The universe loves mirroring back such things to us. So that's the answer, sir.
Present situation is the proof for that.
Yes.
COVID.
Yes. COVID is a fantastic proof of universe giving us back our karma. Karmic balancing happens periodically.
Sandeep had a question.
Please.
Yeah. So the question is, post the visualization technique,
Yes.
the left brain starts saying that, okay, visualization is fantastic, but there are too many hurdles in the way. It may be difficult, etc., etc.
Yes.
So how the left and the right fight is going to be addressed?
Wonderful. So you publicized your fight inside to all of us, which is very good. Which might be something which is a question which will help a lot of people. One is, that is the reason why there are calming practices before you do visualization. Whether you are going for a walk, whether you're drinking water, whether you're doing pranayama, or whether you're doing whatever you're doing to calm yourself as far as the monkey mind or the logical mind is concerned, I think it definitely is useful to actually practice some calming techniques, whether it is Eastern practices, Western practices, whatever it is, whether pranayama works for you, listening to music works for you, or just going for a walk works for you, or just going swimming, or eating a sweet works for you. Just calm yourself over one day or several days. The moment you know that you are calmer than before, then the logical mind will not be as active as it was 1 week back or 10 days back, and then that's nice time to visualize. So then the as long as the logical mind is not disturbing you, the genie, which is the right brain, will actually help materialize your visualization much better. And second part to this answer, what I want to add is, you don't need to know, and you will not know. Just like, I drive my car, I give it for servicing, I fill petrol in the car, and I use my car, but I don't know a damn about any part of the engine. That is also a way in which I don't need to know how the mechanics of visualization will come to life. However, the magic of the car taking you forward and the visualization actually materializing will happen, because people and circumstances will magically conspire in your favor to make your sankalpa happen, to make your visualization reality. And it can happen for as small things as, I visualize that there should be no traffic on the road, and it happens many times. I visualize that there is a place called Panjagutta that I used to go to earlier. I used to visualize that, there is at least one car parking space for me, and it used to come true. I never used to, there is something called model house. The car parking is never free, but at least one parking used to be free for me. So things big and small will start materializing, whether you like it or not, if I may use that phrase. Once you calm your logical mind, and actually, we have this, so one hand down, one hand up. So once your logical mind is calmed and your creative mind is, more active, then magic starts happening more frequently in your life. Calming the logical mind is something which is your responsibility. What technique to calm the mind? There are different teachers and different sessions in which you can learn how to calm the mind. It can be as easy as drinking water also. Water is supposed to be a universal moderator. So that's my answer, Sandeep.
Thank you.
Srinivas Garu, I have a question about the duration of this practice. This is Gopal, Satyajit's brother.
Yes. Yes.
So is the duration going to be the same as how much we did today, or it can vary? What exactly? Is there any prescription to the duration?
Yeah. Most of life is subjective. You can remember this phrase. Most of life is subjective, and all our experiences are subjective. Whatever anyone says, you cannot translate your experience to me. All of us are in our own experiences. And hence, I'm getting into a little bit of Vedanta and philosophy also. Why not? So what happens is, for some people, they can quickly visualize in about 5 or 10 minutes and come out. For some people, based on what is that event and based on who you are as a person, It might even take about 15-20 minutes. So the timing of how long you want to visualize is absolutely your call. You can go short, you can go medium, or you can go long. You can visualize for about 5 minutes. You can visualize for about half an hour. It depends on what components you want to build up into that visualization. And it's all very subjective, actually. For example, I will also tell you, add one more point here. See, when I make people visualize for therapy purposes, then, for example, I made somebody visualizing visualize themselves for thyroid. So one person actually visualized for about half an hour, one person visualized for 15 minutes, one person visualized for about, almost 45 minutes, talking to the thyroid and, communicating with it and some other parts. So, and I, as a therapist, will have to patiently wait. So the timing can be absolutely variable.
Got it. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. So one last thing, I'm sorry, but one last thing is, life says,
I have a question.
Yes, sir. Before you ask, I'll just add one more point.
Yeah.
There are no should, must, have to in life. Please remove this from your dictionary. This is for everyone. Should, must, have to. Life is always about choice. So what you want to do, if you're doing from liking, I think you'll enjoy life the best. Thank you.
Arich, I have a question for you.
Yes, please.
When I will become independent.
Yes.
Repeat.
When I will become independent.
Yes.
You tell.
You are already independent.
You are an independent grown-up man already.
Good point. Tell me like it.
Does he want to ask? Aditya, do you want to ask? Complete the question.
When I will be independent.
Yes. When you will be independent. Okay. So I think. So Aditya, to answer your question, like Mr. Satyadev uncle said, you are already independent because you are able to go to school and come back. You are able to go to your music class and come back. You are already independent. You are a grown-up person. Now what you can do is, you can, since you are independent, since you are knowledgeable, now you make your goals in life. You make your goals in life, what you want for the next 5 years, 10 years. And Aditya, you will achieve every one of your goals. And you have the blessings of all the elders in this forum. You will achieve your goals wonderfully. And you will take care of your dad and your family also very well. Blessings to you. Pardon? Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for giving opportunity.
Thank you for asking the question.
Oh, wow.
Good. Very good. Yes. All questions are welcome. This is very powerful technology. Please use it and please also give us the feedback.
Though I've actually joined the program a little later.
Yes, sir.
I just came, it's like a JIT, just in time.
Yes, sir.
You ask people to visualize.
Yes, sir.
Right. So in visualization, is there any rule that, you have to have only one kind of a desire or one kind of a sankalpa, or you can have a multiple tasks?
Like I said, sir, there is no should, must, have to. There are no rules in life. Universe has no rules. It is basically cause and effect. So based on what you do, you get accordingly. Law of karma or cause and effect. So what you can do is, you can visualize even multiple also. As long as you're able to focus and bring richness to the visualization, you're able to see, hear, feel, smell and taste everything as much as possible. People can do, some people are capable of multiple visualizations also. No problem.
Thank you.
When you
As
say
you
multiple
do,
visualizations, do you mean simultaneously in the same session?
Sir?
During the same session, you mean multiple visualizations?
Yes. Yes. If you are capable of doing it, you can. If your mind allows you to do it, parallel processing, no problem at all. Because if you give me a choice, what I will do is, I'll visualize about one thing at a time. So that is my way of looking at things. That is not the way. That is not the only way. So it depends on how you choose, who you are as a person. There's no right or wrong.
But in each case, you have to necessarily go through the 3 stages. Because if you have multiple visualizations, You have
Okay.
to necessarily go through the first stage for all the visualizations, and the second stage for all the visualizations, and the same for the
Okay.
third stage also.
Sir, actually, that's a nice question. Mr. Gopal Krishna, to just deconstruct. Here, I did it in 3 stages because we are doing it as a group. However, when you're doing it alone, it can be one continuous, panorama. For example, suppose you need 2 things. You're doing a Groprovesham and you're taking possession of your new car in the evening. So the entire thing can happen as one visualization, where in the morning your Groprovesham was over, and in the evening you are able to go and take the possession of your car or something like that. So it all depends on how we would like to, as much as possible, if we can actually do things parallelly also.
Got it.
Sir, I am having one doubt.
Sir, yes, boss.
Krishna Sharma garu from
Yes,
Bangalore.
Krishna Sharma garu, Chapan sir.
when you are visualizing,
Yeah.
the visualization is pertaining to one non-living thing. That is a goal happening, which
Okay.
then it is possible to visualize and get it done. But
Okay.
when it is subjective approach with some other person, like a
Yes,
family
sir.
dispute, is it
Yes.
possible to visualize and get the result?
Yes, that's a sir. Krishna Sharma garu, I will remember you for asking this question. I will remember you. This is a very nice question, very relevant question. Thank you very much for asking. Okay, so here, this is where the principle of ecological harmony prevails. So suppose I have some good sankalpam for the other person also involved in my visualization, then it is possible that that person, and it depends on how receptive that person is to us, how much of rapport that person has with us, how close that person is. So based on all these subjective factors, if we are thinking something positive, it is much more easily possible that it will happen. That person may not know why it is happening, but your sankalpam has made that good thing happen in their life, or to both of you, or to the 3 of you, if they are friends, 3 or 4 of you, whatever, or relatives. As long as it is something negative, then the universe takes a look. Is it in harmony with the ecology? Does it also serve the purpose of the other person about whom you are visualizing? And then, if it is in harmony, it happens easily. If it is not in harmony, then there can be some dissonance. There can be some mismatch of energy, and it may not happen
Thank you, sir.
that way. I'll give you a very nice example which just came from my subconscious mind just now. A very peculiar situation, Krishna Sharma garu.
Tell me, sir.
Where, let us say, I am a guru. I'm a guru who has been practicing, who has reached certain siddhis, certain levels. And because of that, I have a lot of following. And I have a disciple who is manasa vacha karmana. He has surrendered to me and is following me and likes me, and he is following exactly what I say. Now, what is happening is, I curse that person. I curse my disciple. Since that person is actually following me, is in total vibration with and rapport with me, perhaps that curse might come true much more easily, because he or she is willing to receive whatever I give.
My doubt is not about the negative feelings.
No, not about negative. Okay.
Positive feeling.
Positive, it's much more easy
How
transaction.
to stop the disputes in the family disputes? How to solve it? In that one only I asked.
Okay, so I'll give you a quick reply.
Yeah.
If you tell somebody, don't shout like that, don't argue like that, then you are approaching their left brain, which resists what other people are saying. Resistance.
Yes.
More than that, what you do is, in NLP, Western psychology also, and a lot of other things we talk, even in Indian psychology we talk, you become a role model. So what will happen is, you show through your behavior, automatically they will change, they will stop shouting. Because generally the world around us is a reflection of who we are. They are giving back what they think they have to give back to us. So the moment one is calm, then it becomes a right brain exercise. It becomes modeling. So the moment you model excellence, the other peoples will get into your zone of excellence. They will also start, the conflicts will lessen. Everything will actually become less. A lot of times, or that is one answer. The second answer is, just don't do anything. In your mind, rather than telling them, just visualize in your mind that they are calming down. The conflict is becoming lesser and lesser every day. And you'll find that works much more. The energy level works much more than lecturing them. Lecturing is left brain. Sending that positive energy is right brain. Right brain works much more powerfully. Energy works much more powerfully.
Srinivas garu, I wanted to Since we are talking about this session, I was reminded of another gentleman who was talking about visualization. I just wanted to share that for the benefit of all
Please, please, sir.
the forum members here.
My pleasure.
Uh,
Pleasure.
Yeah. So the thing is that now there was apparently this one person who is suffering from leukemia,
Okay.
and this person is so determined to kind of conquer that disease
Yeah.
that he applied the visualization very, very intensely.
Yes.
In each of his sessions, he would imagine that the white blood corpuscles would constantly attack the disease.
Okay.
And by doing this, actually, he got cured.
Okay.
So, I mean, I just thought of relating whatever your session, whatever you're delivering today,
Yes.
to something that that I'm reminded of.
Absolutely.
So it is, yeah. I just wanted to share that with.
No, thank you very much for sharing. That's exactly what I would recommend all of you to read that book, The Biology of Belief by Dr. Bruce Lipton. He has been a stem cell biologist who has turned a philosopher. He is now called a behavioral epigenicist, and he actually wears a lalchi and kurta, just like Indian. So he's a wonderful, that book is a wonderful book. He talks about how whatever the belief is in your mind, whatever the thinking is, that is taken by the biology, and tadastu happens, which means your body delivers whatever you're thinking. So we have to be really careful that we think positively and act, and then we will act positively and get positive results. So even ailment cure also. I do a lot of ailment cure along with my panel. So we do it just by diet and thought modification. And so if anyone wants any condition to be cured, even the most horrible of conditions, something like dialysis, etc., we have taken a lot of people off that. So if you have any near and dear who want to be taken off any ailment, please do come. And it's very, very nicely done just by food and by thought process change, thought modification. So that's my answer. Thank you very much, sir, for sharing.
You're welcome.
Sir, one more doubt.
Please, sir.
During introduction, you have told that you have not popped up any tablet for the last 12 years.
Yes.
How did you manage? What is the secret of visualization for you? Your visualization.
Okay. So if you look at my, so actually belief, what do you call thought, speech, action. If all these are aligned, I in my WhatsApp, you will find a message, the caption reads, all is well, comma, always. So whatever is happening is happening for our good only. Whatever is not good for us is not happening. So what you do is you read the positive signal, why something is happening. Don't, say, why is it happening to me only? Why is it happening? What is the intention universe has? You'll find that there is some positive aspect. The event is happening to strengthen you only. So if you look at it like that, then what happens is you're always happy, you're always smiling, you are one of the happiest people on the planet. And where there is happiness, there are only positive chemicals flowing. So there is nothing, I dare say one radical, couple of statements. During COVID also, I have gone and eaten, dosa on the bandi, in the masala dosa on the bandi. I have gone and interacted with a lot of people. Every day I meet people of all religions in my therapy, but I have not contracted COVID so far. I think it has come through and passed through me also. So I think I'm a COVID survivor already without realizing. So the moment your belief is 150% saying that only good can happen to me and all is well within, the divine within you will ensure that you don't have to go near a tablet. We all are powerful. Awaken that power. Awaken that power. That's all. We're all powerful.
This was not necessarily done in defiance, right?
Sir?
This was not necessarily done in defiance.
In defiance, no, because no, not in defiance. I just said, all is well. Let me not focus on COVID news. Let me not focus on COVID discussion, COVID gossip, COVID this thing. I am enjoying my life. Last 4 months, I don't know what is COVID. Maybe I'm using this word third, fourth time in the last 6 months. I'm enjoying life. I'm doing my business. I'm not reading the COVID news. I'm not watching the COVID gossip. Nothing. So the choice is whether you want to spend 10 lakhs in the hospital or whether you want to just spend time drinking ginger tea, putting some pasupu, allam, all the spices in your kitchen and having a good time the Indian way, keeping yourself well and happy. The antidotes in your kitchen are much more powerful than anything else outside. Outside there are no antidotes. All the antidotes are in our kitchen only. So please put more pepper, more pasupu, more everything, allam, and enjoy your ginger teas and allam kora.
Yep, makes sense.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I had a question.
Yes, and keep smiling. Yes, please.
Yeah, so while answering a question, you said that if our mind allows, then we could probably parallelly visualize two or more things.
Yes, if you can.
So would, yeah, if we can.
Yeah.
So would that in any way impact the result in a way, like probably is it fair to say that when you visualize one thing at a time, it happens more faster and in a better way rather than visualizing two things at a time? So
What do you
would there
believe?
be a difference?
What do you believe?
I think it is always better to handle one thing at a time.
Tadhastu. What we believe is what we get.
Okay, is it?
Yeah.
So if we
There is
believe
no right
that
or wrong.
oh, is it? Okay, fine. Like
There is,
if we
especially,
believe like if we believe it will happen, probably like it could happen even when we are doing multiple things at a time, so it will.
yes, everything starts from the power of belief. Everything starts and ends with belief. The power of belief is amazing, very powerful. You believe today, Hasita, that you're going to buy an island. You think about an impossible goal, and after a few years, after a few months, you will call me saying, "Uncle, I don't know how, but this goal has been achieved." Only thing is, you need unwavering faith in that belief, and you visualize once. It can be $1 million in your bank account. It can be buying an island, or it can even be becoming president of the United States, if not India. I'm saying you don't need to question it. How? I'm a citizen of India. How can I become president of the United States? Just believe and stay with that visualization. I don't know how you will do. There's nothing impossible for the universe. Nothing impossible for the universe. There is only something impossible for our logical mind.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sure.
So, Srinivas Garu, I think all I can say is that this is a very strong capsule of positivity filled into this session. Thank you so much.
Positivity which came from my practical experience of the last 12 years.
Yep, absolutely.
There's no if and but. What I've experienced, I'm translating to you, sir.
Sure.
Please tell us something about Qigong and Tai Chi. You have put it in the introduction.
Qigong and Tai Chi. Okay. So before I do that, sir, Krishna Sharma Garu, I will check with my host, Mr. Satyadev. How are you on this one? I can go on with the briefing, right? There's no problem.
I am absolutely fine, and by looking at the live videos,
Done.
smiling,
Perfect.
so they're happy. So
Great.
I can't
It's my
comment on you guys are not keeping cameras on.
Okay. So it's my delight because for me, I have the entire day, and what is better than to clarify what people are asking. So so let me answer your question, sir. Qigong and Tai Chi are very, very slow and gentle movements. They come from the Chinese mountains, the Wudang mountains in China. They're very slow and gentle movements. There's some echo which is coming actually. Okay, the slow and gentle movements where just by those slow movements you get into a very meditative, very blissful state, and your energy channels open up throughout the body. When energy flows, wherever energy flows, there is no disease. So we actually open all the energy channels, and when energy actually starts flowing in the body very nicely, and also connects to the energy outside the body of the universe, the infinite energy, so that you never get burnt out. Morning, afternoon, evening, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you are in the same energy level. So that is what Qigong and Tai Chi are. They are energy practices which open up the energy channels, and the practices are very slow movements. For example, if I were to demonstrate one movement, very simple movement. So your hands, suppose you're on your thighs with your hands. Just move your hands up as you inhale, and then down as you exhale. Let's do this just one more time. This is a bonus practice which came out of your question, so I'm sure everybody will be happy with you. Punya to your account. As you inhale, you go up. As you exhale, you go down. Just keep doing this if you want 1 or 2 more times, and I'll explain what is it. So some people would find, that meditating directly is not possible at all. The monkey mind is disturbing a lot. For such people also, what happens is, Qigong and Tai Chi, they are called meditation in motion. So for such people, through slow movements, you get into a meditative state of mind. So if one is not able to manage the monkey mind, through these slow movements, what happens is, since you're moving slowly, the breathing becomes slow. When the breathing becomes slow, the heart rate becomes slow and nice. When the heart rate and breathing become slow, then consequently, the mind also stops so many thoughts per second. The mind also becomes very blissful. So when the mind does not have so many thoughts, then you enter into a very meditative state, alpha and beta level. So through movement of the body, through the body, you are managing the mind to get into a very, very meditative state. And when you're not stressed, when you're calm and meditative, then energy channels, stress is released and energy channels start opening up. So this, sir, very briefly, is one of the several slow movements in Tai Chi and Qigong, which actually enable somebody to open their energy channels and to get into a meditative state. So this is, if I may use the word, Chinese yoga. Here
So
it's
this
all
is-
movements, continuous movement.
So this is recommended before you sit down for a visualization session. Is that correct?
This is also wonderful. That's a wonderful combination. That's a great idea. So what you can do is, before you visualize, you can actually do this movement up and down with your spine erect a few times. You do this for about 3 or 4 minutes, then you start visualizing. Wonderful, sir. That's a wonderful idea. You can combine visualization and this calming technique. It works for 90% of the people.
Shankaranaya?
Anyway, there's a dream coming true. The visualization, I have been thinking of it, and I'm thankful to the universe, my brother Sachdev and Murtigaru for making it happen. This is such a wonderful session for me.
Please use it. Please quickly use it for something small or big. And once you experience it once, you'll be addicted to it. That is the danger. You can get addicted to visualization.
Right now, I have been practicing this. I'm learning a new science, basically removal of the negative energies and transfer of the positive energies. And people, I could, within last 10 days, I could reduce the what you call the skin infection on the face of someone within 5 sessions. And I'm sure the technique what you gave us to us today will much more helpful for me to visualize more, to help myself and help others. Thank you. I'm very grateful to you and express my thanks and gratitude from the core of my heart to you. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
And what's the DNA's role in this of
Sir?
achieving? What is our role of DNA in this?
Okay.
Is there anything to do with this? What you call achieving things faster, or what you call like?
Okay. So I wouldn't know much. I mean, not that, I mean, I was saying, not from the fact that I know everything about DNA. I do not know too much about DNA. I know what it is roughly. But then what I can comment on is just like, from the logical mind, I can't tell you the engineering of the DNA, but from the right brain, what I can tell you is that there are meditations and monks who have proven that through meditation, you can change the structure of the DNA and hence change your life. That is something which I can bet on. So through Tai Chi or through breathing pranayama, our own good old yoga, or anything that you do in terms of calming practice, you can structure life the way you want and program life the way you want to go as you want.
Thank you so
and
much.
in sometimes, sir, just one statement to add. Sometimes what happens is, this is very, very important. In fact, I am facing a tough situation right now for the last couple of months. Sometimes you ask and you get what is good for you. You don't understand that it is good for you. So my advice to everyone whom I can advise is basically go along with what is happening in your life. Go with the flow. You have asked for it, and what is happening is good. It is going to give you what you want. But you are not understanding that whatever is happening right now is good for you and it is building up towards your goal. So sometimes accept whatever is happening in your life. You may not understand it now. You will understand it after 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, 6 months. Please go with the flow. Go with the flow is one more thing that I would like to leave with this audience. Actually, go with the flow. Whatever is happening is good for you. It may not seem like that right now. Please accept. Please go gracefully. Ultimately, you'll be very happy.
So, Srinivas Garu, I think most important thing here is that telling yourself that it is good for you.
Yes.
So which of these practices is going to help you believe in that? So I think, I mean, is it basically what exactly do you have to believe in so that
Yeah.
you have to tell yourself, you have to tell yourself that this is good for me, correct? That is what the ultimate, the bottom line is.
If you look at the word that you used, have to tell. Have to is difficult and tell is difficult. Both are difficult because both these go to the conscious mind. So what instead I would advocate is just practice these the Tai Chi practice. In fact, if some of you want, I can even conduct a Tai Chi workshop for all of you. It takes about 8 hours. Anyone who's interested can tell Mr. Satyadev. What happens is through any calming practice, the logical mind, the monkey mind actually calms down. Then you don't have to tell yourself have to, you will do. You will notice that in action, you will be able to go along rather than tell yourself, because when you tell yourself, you yourself resist what you thought about. So rather than telling, the best thing is to practice. Actually practice the calming techniques. The monkey mind will be calmed, the monkey will sleep, and after the monkey sleeps, all good things will happen.
You are taming the mind, I think. That's what you are doing, and making it as a friend.
Yes, taming the mind or whatever it is. The monkey will, the monkey will become a monk. And then whatever the monkey decides, the conscious mind actually decides. We decide from our conscious mind what all we want from our life. The subconscious mind will listen much more easily when the conscious mind is calm. You make your conscious mind calm, prepare a list of what you want. The subconscious mind will take the order and deliver it.